Hello and welcome to Circle Time. Sue, our friends are here. Good morning, how are you? Good morning, how are you? I'm fine. I hope you are too. I'm fine. Hope you are too. Well, today, Sue, we're going to talk about the letter D. And letter D is for drum. We're going to make a drum, and we're even going to do something fun for science and make some rice dance. D is for dance, by using a drum. So why don't you have a seat, because it's time for us to feed Fred. And it looks like Fred is waiting for us today. Hi, Fred the fish. Here's some fish food for you. Whoops, I think I scared Fred. Sorry, Fred. Well, now that we have scared Fred and fed Fred, let's turn around and let's do our calendar time. Sorry about that, Fred. Well, the month is February, and let's reach into our can and see how we will count. It says we're gonna drum, of course. So let's see if we can drum like this on the table, or you could drum on your lap, on your legs, or you could drum on the floor. All right, are you ready to count and drum? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Today is February 15th. February 15th. And if you go up to the top, you can see that today is right in the middle, and it starts with a W. W says w, as in wake up. So what day is it today? It's Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Days of the week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. 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 Well, it is time to check our Wednesday weather, so look out the window and see what your weather is like today. Did you check? Are you ready? When I do like this, I want you to shout out your weather. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? It is out today. It is out today. Well, let's dress Weather Bear. Let's put on a shirt for Weather Bear and some pants. And it's kind of cold, so I think we'll also put on the coat and the hat. And do you remember what is the season? The season is winter. Well, that was our calendar and weather time, and now it's time for our letter of the day. Today's letter is the letter D. This is the letter D. I turned it around and made it look like a drum. Here it is. There's letter D. D is for drum. So I turned it to the side and I just did some zigzag lines and colored it blue. So now, boom, 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 boom. I have a letter D drum. This can be my drumstick. Boom, boom, boom. Well, now that we can recognize letter D, let's practice writing it. So to write letter D, you're going to make a number 1. Go back to the top. Make a big bubble all the way down to the bottom. One big bubble. That's what the big letter D looks like. Let me show you on handwriting paper. Start at the top and make one big bubble all the way down to the bottom. One big bubble. One big bubble. Upstairs and downstairs if you're using handwriting paper. One big bubble. Okay, I want to check and cheer for you. And remember, you can just skywrite if you don't have any paper. Good job. All right, let's try the little d. Little d looks like this. Make a 1, and then you're going to blow a little bubble, and it's going to be this way to the left. One little bubble. Let's try it. Make a 1, and then make a little bubble that goes to the left, this way. One little bubble. One little bubble. This is little letter D. One little bubble to the left. Okay, let me check and cheer for you. Yes, good job. Wow, thank you for practicing. You can continue to practice today if you'd like. And here is a sticker for handwriting time. Now that we know what letter D looks like, we know how to write letter D, it's time to talk about the sound that D makes. Letter D makes the sound D, D, D. Can you try? D, D, D. Good. Letter D says D, D, D. It kind of sounds like knocking on the door. D, 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 D. So let's practice. I'll knock on your door and you say, come in. And then you knock on my door and I'll let you come in too. So here we go. What does D say? I'm going to knock on your door first. D, 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 D. Can I come in? Now you knock on my door. What does letter D say? D, 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 D. Come in. Very, very good. So letter D says D, 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 like knocking on the door. Okay, well, it is time for us to make something pretty cool. It's going to be a drum using a paper cup or a tin can or anything similar to this. So I'm going to also be using a piece of wax paper, but you could also use tissue paper, or you could even just use a plastic grocery bag if you wanted to. All right, so I'm just going to take my paper cup and put the wax paper on the top and use a rubber band to secure the wax paper on the top. I'm going to try to stretch it so that the wax paper on the top is nice and tight. I'm just pulling the sides, see? Just kind of pull them gently. Okay, so there you have it. And then I can use popsicle sticks or even pencils that are not sharpened to make my little drum work, some little drumsticks. Okay, well, it's time now to go over to the science table. We're going to do a fun little activity. We're going to make some rice dance using our drum. So here I have a bowl, and I put saran wrap or plastic wrap over the bowl. I made sure that it was very, very tight. You almost can't even see it. It's like invisible. It's so tight. And then I just put some rice on the top. Now I have this little tambourine drum, and I'm going to beat the drum way over here. I'm not going to touch the bowl, but I want you to see what happens to the rice when I do this. And by the way, this might be a little loud, so cover your ears if you need to. All right, here we go. Watch the rice. Did you see the rice move? I didn't move the table. I didn't touch the bowl. The drum was making the rice move, and I'll tell you why. Let me do it again, and you watch once more. So the reason that the rice is moving is because there are sound waves in the air. The drum sound is traveling through the air, and it's causing the plastic wrap to vibrate. Those sound waves causing the vibration on the plastic wrap moves the rice that's on the plastic wrap, kind of like this. But really it's just the sound waves traveling across the plastic wrap and making a vibration. Do you want to see that one more time? All right, here we go. Cover your ears if you need to. That's pretty cool. Well, it's time for me to read a story, so I'll come back around and we'll read a story about Froggy and his band. Today's book is called Froggy Plays in the Band. Froggy Plays in the Band by Jonathan London. At school one day, Froggy read a sign. It said, "Marching band contest, big prize." "Great," said Froggy, "a band contest." He flopped over to see Miss Martin, the music teacher. Flop, flop, flop. "What's the big prize?" asked Froggy. "It's a surprise," she said. "If you and your friends start a marching band and compete against other schools in the Apple Blossom Parade, you can win the prize." "What will I play?" wondered Froggy. Then he remembered his dad's old saxophone. And after school he flopped up to the attic, flop, 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 and started blowing his dad's horn. Honk, bleep, screech. "Froggy," called his dad. "What?" "Quiet, please, I'm on the phone." "I'm on the phone too," cried Froggy. "The saxophone." Next day, Froggy got his band together and they practiced in their yard. Max on the drums, boom, boom, boom. Leah on the triangle, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling. Emma on the recorder, twiddle-dee, twiddle-dee. And Hannah, her twin, on cymbals, clash, clash, clash. "I want to join too," said Froggalina. "What do you play?" asked Froggy. "Nothing," she said, "but I can do this." And she twirled a baton, tossed it high into the air, and caught it behind her back. Ta-da! Every day after school, Froggy's band marched around and around the playground. Honk, kaboom, ting-a-ling, tweedledee, clash. And every day Miss Martin told them the rules for marching. Don't look left, don't look right, and don't stop for anything. "What if I have to go to the bathroom?" asked Froggy. "Don't stop for anything," commanded Miss Martin, "or everybody behind you will crash into you." 3 weeks left. 2 weeks. 1 week. Froggy practiced marching everywhere, even in his sleep. At last the big day came. The apple trees had burst into bloom and the parade was ready to begin. Everybody was nervous, especially Froggy. Miss Martin said, "Now remember, don't look left, don't look right, and don't stop for anything." And the parade began. Being the youngest, Froggy's band marched in front, led by the majorette, the one and only Froggalina. "Froggy!" called his father. He was jumping up and down on the sidelines, but Froggy didn't look. "Froggy!" called his mother. She was aiming a camera, but Froggy didn't look. Cameras flashed, clowns threw candy, and still Froggy marched, looking straight ahead. Here came the judges' stand. This was the big moment. Froggalina twirled her baton. She tossed it high into the air, and Froggy thought, "Don't look left, don't look right," and bonk! Her baton hit him on the head and knocked him down. "Oops!" cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Oof, clang, crash! And the rest of the parade piled on. "Froggy!" called Miss Martin. "What?" came a muffled cry. "Are you all right?" Froggy crawled out from the bottom of the heap and said, "Don't stop for anything," and started to wail a wild swamp tune on his saxophone. The rest of his band joined in, and everybody danced in the street. And when the judges' vote came in, Froggy's band had won a special award, Coolest Marching Band at the Apple Blossom Parade. What's the big prize? Asked Froggy. This is, said Froggalina, and she gave him a kiss on his cheek. Eek! The end. Well, I hope you had some fun today with D is for drum. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. See you tomorrow.